The first impressions of Jim when I met him is that he was just kind of a gentle giant.
He was a very warm guy.
Happy-go-lucky, carefree.
Well, I describe him as a wonderful human being, humble in every regard.
He didn't have an ego.
And just had an unbelievable smile and mannerism.
As I got to know him, I realized how sincere he was and how caring he was.
There was only one Jim Ryan, and I don't care what aspect of his life you're talking about, you always got Jim.
Jim Ryan was born and raised in Hibbing, Minnesota. He started in his father's family business in the 8th grade and became a project manager after he graduated from Notre Dame in 1965.
Jim had many attributes. His greatest attribute, I think, was understanding who you were as a person.
Building lasting relationships, he really lived.
When he approached a situation that called for compassion,
You'd sit there and you'd say, well, we can't meet that budget, or we can't meet that schedule. And he'd put his arm around somebody and says, you know what, I know you can.
it was always very natural and warm. It always included some kind of either a nice handshake or an arm around your shoulder.
Jim Ryan learned the commercial real estate business from his father and uncle, and it was their mentorship that led to Jim serving as CEO for Ryan's overall operations and executive activities beginning in 1989.
The biggest asset that he had was one of leadership by example. That was his character.
People who have approached me have told me what a profound effect he has had on them. Not by what he said, not necessarily by what he did, but how he conducted himself.
He was a good leader as he could get people to do things, but it was also he would be willing to step in too. So from that standpoint, he led by example.
And he took that and in terms of our business, I think led us in very good directions, where we're more than just a builder of buildings, we're a builder of communities.
While Jim Ryan had a passion for real estate, he deeply cared for the community in projects like the Midtown Global Marketplace that revitalized the vacant Sears building at Chicago and Lake in Minneapolis, plus the nearby Cristo Rey High School, which recently graduated its third class of students.
And he was not a guy that was put on this earth to chase the almighty buck. He was put on this earth to do good.
100% of the students have been accepted into college. So it's, and these are all underprivileged kids.
So that's the greater good. Yes, we designed the building. Yes, we helped do all these other things. But the greater good is helping transform that part of the inner city and educating these kids for generations.
Which I think is probably one of the biggest testaments to Jim Ryan, the way he conducted his life.
Jim always strived for the long-term impact on the community. He died in May 2009 at the age of 66. He was married to his wife Colleen for 37 years, and together they raised 8 children.
He led a very balanced life. That's one of the great lessons that I've learned from him.
Well, I think that his philosophy of life was to do the right things, care for others, give to others, raise a family, and enjoy life as well.
He also had a sense of accomplishment, that he could accomplish something. He wasn't just a taker. He didn't want to be a taker.
Jim would just want people to know that he was a good person.
The greater responsibility that we have beyond just designing and building and operating real estate. It's what's the contribution to the community.
Jim recognized the gifts that he had and applied those very well, I think, in helping others.
Leave the world a better place and have a lot of fun along the way. He accomplished that.